team, they say they often do this in nearby communities. They tell me to try and stop the flow of drugs into their area.
3 people in the home were arrested. David DeHuss II, Samantha Miller, and Dustin Speakman are currently facing drug charges for trafficking in heroin. After a high school student was hit by a car in August, Central Avenue and State Street are receiving safety improvements from the city.
From a crash that could have cost West High School junior Brianna Russell her life in August.
I love you, baby. You're okay?
To now 4 months into the school year.
What we're doing here may not work in another location.
The city says it's ready to make changes at the intersection of Central and State.
We saw some people performing some illegal maneuvers, driving in striped out areas.
Reynaldo Stargell with City Public Service analyzed driving behaviors and crosswalk activity for a 24-hour span in September after 15-year-old Russell was hit in the roadway by a driver who said he didn't see her.
ABC 6's Lisa Rontella. The city has spent several $100s for
Hey, Mr.
plastic
Scott.
dividers in the median to keep...
Yes, sir.
My last line before we go to the opening is it's going to be tough to be a victim in Boston come January.
Okay.
Cool.
Got it.
Central and State to provide even more safety. And Ohio State quarterback Dwayne Haskins will look to become the Buckeyes' first Heisman Trophy winner since 2006 during tonight's ceremony in New York City. Your ABC 6 first warning weather forecast today, a mix of sun and clouds, dry and chilly with a high of 32 tonight. A pleasant evening, but cold again, and a low of 21. Sunday, plenty of sunshine, but still chilly with highs in the upper 30s. I'm Sean Gallagher. More news at the bottom of the hour and on demand at 610WTVN.com.
Good afternoon to you. Several trouble spots actually occurring at this time. We'll begin with 2 accidents we're following. Agler Road at Westerville Road, currently not blocking, no delay for that. 71 on the north side going northbound at Polaris Parkway. Accident there. That's also not blocking and not too much of a delay for that at this time. Reports of traffic lights working incorrectly. 71 northbound at Polaris Parkway. Be careful as you approach that direction. Police are heading to the scene. Otherwise, traffic flowing freely.
Looking to buy a car? Online shopping can be confusing. Not anymore with True Price from TrueCar. Now you can know the exact price you'll pay for the car you want and see what other people paid for it too. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience.
Smartphone, can you access my wife's smartphone and find out what she wants for Christmas?
Let me check that for you. Her recent searches include diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond bracelets. Is that enough of a hint?
Diamond jewelry, huh? Which store comes up in those searches?
You don't need a smartphone to know that answer. It's Diamonds Direct, of course. No middleman prices, highest quality jewelry, unbeatable selection. Surely you've heard about them on the radio.
Well, yeah, but
Geez, pal. You want me to download the commercial for you too?
Make this the best Christmas ever with something special from Diamonds Direct. From $200 to $200,000, we have an unbeatable selection of dazzling diamonds and fashion jewelry. And now through the end of December, you can make any purchase and spread your payments out over 3 years with 0 interest. And if you're popping the question over the holidays, we have an expanded selection of GIA certified diamonds from a ½ carat up to 10 carats in stock at the guaranteed best prices in America. Diamonds Direct with expanded hours including Sundays now till Christmas. Happy holidays from Diamonds Direct.
On Polaris Parkway, in front of Polaris Fashion Place.
If you are in favor of law and order, take Boston out of your travel plans for the next 4 years. The newly elected district attorney has said she will not prosecute many crimes that she feels is unjust, including trespassing, resisting arrest, shoplifting, receiving stolen property, driving without a license, drug possession with the intent to distribute and wait for it, breaking and entering of occupied homes if the criminal does not damage anything, and if they use the defense that they were cold or tired. Wow, it's going to be a tough year for victims in Boston come January.
Live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon. Welcome to On Target. We're broadcasting live from the studios of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. That's located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric, along with my father, Phil. Guys, if our forefathers or even our grandfathers were told what these cities are doing to themselves these days, they would think it's some fictional story. They would think it's something out of the Twilight Zone. It's incredible what is being not just proposed, but implemented.
Yeah, this is like a science fiction movie that you would see on TV now. I mean, or the movies. It's crazy.
So
crazy.
I really think the end is near.
So picture this:
yeah.
you're sitting at home and you're watching TV with your family, and all of a sudden you hear your front door lock being jimmied. No damage. Somebody who's outside is cold and tired, and they decide they want to come into your house while you're home and be there. And it will be perfectly legal. They will not be prosecuted.
If you're watching a movie, do you have to offer them popcorn?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a valid question. Do you even call the police now?
Yeah,
I mean,
what do you stand? Because what if the police get there and the people resist arrest and attack the police? Guess what?
Nothing.
That's not going to be
nothing
an offense anymore either.
Because resisting arrest is not going to be prosecuted. And how do you get to this point?
They have disorderly conduct, which often goes with resisting arrest, because resisting arrest is only used if the other offense would raise an arrestable, I guess, raise that level of being arrested, right? But because disturbing, causing a disturbance or anyway, if you have that kind of an event, and that event doesn't qualify, then they want to charge you for either one. So I was so ticked off about it. I wasn't speaking correctly. But
if you're a drunk and you've had your driver's license suspended for the 7th time or what, now you don't have to worry.
That's okay, Ronnie. Go ahead and drive.
You don't have to have it because minor driving offenses, including operating with a suspended or revoked license, will no longer be prosecuted.
And if you're underage drinking, and if those laws that prevent minors from drinking, don't worry about that now.
And if your buddy goes out and heists a truck and wants to sell you the VCRs he stole,
you guys
it's going to be legal now.
You guys are so cynical.
This is true.
This is so true.
But I'm like, no.
It's just incredible.
Mind-boggling.
Receiving stolen property, that's no longer an offense. Shoplifting is no longer going to be prosecutable.
Let's say the person's name.
But look at
that. Raquel Rollins, the district attorney for Boston, Massachusetts.
And their former district attorney said this is a recipe for disaster, which was in the Globe, Boston Globe. And the other one that really bothers me, wanton or malicious destruction of property. Someone can come in and spray paint your house, and they're not going to be charged. The DA says we're not going to charge those crimes.
And if you don't want your kids out drinking, don't worry about it, because if they get caught, they'll no longer be prosecuted.
So the burden of proof now, as long as you prove that you were cold or tired when you broke in, you should be okay. Now, if you're sick and tired, because I'm sick and tired of this, is that a defense, affirmative defense? Or if it's summertime, if you're hot and tired, I mean,
it's
crazy.
What if you're hot and
why would they do something like this? Well, the Northeastern University law professor, Daniel Medwid, said, well, it's because, being convicted of criminal offenses create a lot of hardships for the offenders. That the collateral consequences of a criminal record are enormous. You have difficulty getting employment. You may even be ineligible for certain forms of public housing. So, I mean, that's why. And that we talked about being if you're occupied there. If you're unoccupied, gone on vacation or at work that day, they can come in, have a snack, eat your food, and be there. And as long as they're cold and tired, they will not be prosecuted.
It's incredible.
Crazy.
It is incredible.
It all starts January 2nd.
That's right. And you know what? You get what you vote for. So
absolutely.
We are the owners of LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility and are active law enforcement. But for 1 hour on Saturdays, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss new products in the market, training tips, and oftentimes political topics surrounding the Second Amendment. Our commitment, though, is to always bring you the facts about our industry and ultimately help our listeners and our customers with safe, responsible ownership of firearms. Guys, I have the gun of the week.
And I have next week's, and I can't wait.
I know it. You told me you were all ready to go on that. If there's time after my gun of the week, we have some other stuff to get to today.
And you know what that means, too, also, for all you out there listening, that, it's most likely that today's and next week's gun of the week will be a revolver.
Wrong.
You always got to ruin it, don't you?
Wrong, Ronnie. Wrong, but you know what?
Half wrong.
You'll never guess mine in 4 billion years.
Wow.
Okay, that's a lot of time.
That's a hint. That's
I
that's
hope
a hint.
I'm around for that.
That's a hint. Okay.
Well, guys, today, actually, we hate to keep hammering on crazy news, but there is so much out there that came out this week that we're going to take a step back and look at some of the stuff. We have to talk about it, Ronnie.
Hey, and you know what, Eric? You said you get what you vote for. This district attorney, when she was running for office, had this list on her webpage.
Right on the website.
And it's still out there.
And it's still out there, and she still got elected.
And she's still sticking with this, she says.
Yep.
So
she said that she just came out because she's being questioned about this, and she came out that she did say that she would consider, flexing on some of it, but her next line was, these are non-negotiable. Can you believe that?
So is that flexing?
I don't know. And they wonder why recruitment for law enforcement's down.
Well,
why would you
you
want
do?
to be in that position?
I wouldn't want to be a
conduct?
law enforcement officer.
No way.
That's like open game on you.
So
you
how
know?
many disorderly conducts result in resisting arrest?
I know.
I would say probably a majority. I would think.
I know.
But
I know. Well, today we're going to get you caught up on some of the Ohio duty retreat bills. What happened with that this week? Some neat things on that, and we're going to take a deeper dive into the tragic shooting at the Borderline Bar in California. Look at some of the things about the shooter himself, and what can you do if you're facing this scenario? And we're going to be starting some classes actually, just to address that and stuff. So we want to talk about that for a little bit, and that's going to come up at 1:30. Before that, though, we'd like to thank our sponsors: Rampart Hosting, Toyota West, Jackson Lawn Care and Egress Windows, The Trigger Group, Blackwing Shooting Centers, our good friends up north, River's Edge Cutlery, CNS Engraving, and those guys, let me tell you, they have done some neat things. And I think
Really
Kareem is
neat
actually,
stuff.
the owners are going to jump on with this next week because they have some specials coming up right before Christmas, and the things that they can do on the fly, phenomenal. So watch for that. He's going to be joining us next week. If you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast. Guys, it's on iHeartRadio. It's on iTunes. And guess what I found out it's on this week? I listened to it at the gym on Google Podcasts.
Wow.
If you download Google Podcasts, we're right there. You can listen
everywhere.
to it.
We're everywhere.
Pretty much.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
If you want to send us an email, OnTarget@lepd.com is the email address. You can call in anytime during the show, 614-821-WTVN, or if you're watching on Facebook, Ronnie's answering your questions there, and we actually have someone driving the Facebook camera today, so it's probably a little more fluid than it typically is.
And I will be answering your questions as soon as my computer quits updating.
Yeah, one of those times. So, guys, some of the news that we are talking about. JC, I know you had a couple quick ones there.
Yeah,
one, Dick's is a follow-up to our story last week on Dick's.
Yeah, we talking about Dick's. Well, Dick's CEO, Edward Stack, during a Goldman Sachs retailing conference, said that his stance on gun control, where he has removed all the ARs from the store, plus any equipment that goes with that, plus other firearms, he said that's really dropped their business about 4%, but they are actually considering, due to this cut down in their business, they said the company may soon close its entire Field and Stream chain of 35 stores.
That's incredible.
So that's and we
not
know
surprising,
several
but
employees that just quit for that. So
Wow.
and here's the reason for I really want you guys to consider as Christmas is coming. I know Dick's has been a very popular store for sporting goods and things. Any dollar, any penny that you spend there, they have hired their own 3 gun lobbying firms to take away your firearms. So anything you buy from Dick's,
or Field and Stream.
or Field and Stream, right? Field and Stream, while they're still open, that money's going to go right back to take away your Second Amendment rights. And I just think people need to know it and spend your money where it's going to be doing the most good for you.
Ronnie?
And that's an interesting thing too. They how can you not realize that the majority of your business is from hunters and outdoorsmen when you make those
who might not necessarily be, firearm people who are buying a gun every week, but they definitely understand how important the Second Amendment is. So they're not going to frequent your store because of your actions. They might not be the ones in there buying them, but certainly, I know for us, I mean, we put a screeching halt to go in there.
Yeah,
I mean, no way am I going to support that.
I haven't been there since, and whenever somebody asks me, I send them to Cabela's.
Throw away my cards that I have, all that stuff. They just settled, by the way, Tuesday, that age discrimination because they stopped selling firearms, even though you can buy them legally in the nation from 18, 19, 20 years old. They won't sell to anyone under 21, and they just settled. They didn't say how much it was. Their discrimination.
And you know the sad thing, and I mentioned this before, is that supposedly they destroyed the AR-15s that they took off the shelf, and I've said this before. Why don't you donate them to a law enforcement agency that could use them?
Yeah. Small towns that can't afford that stuff.
So, guys, you saw the opening of the show today. We had it focused on a mini bat, which we know is the counter mass shooter weapon of choice in a Pittsburgh, or I think it's a Pennsylvania school district, laid next to the Box of Rocks, which is another school district.
Used,
but we have something else. We have late breaking news, guys.
Yeah, this is pretty important. It's
late breaking news. A college in Detroit, Michigan, outside of Detroit, they have issued 76.3 millimeter projectiles.
Wow.
To combat. So they're getting it.
Projectiles.
They're finally getting it right.
What kind of projectiles?
Hockey pucks.
Hockey pucks.
Hockey what?
Hockey.
Whoa. So I guess you're going to knock the puck out of the shooter then,
That's
right?
Okay. They bought 2,500 hockey pucks, and they're going to offer training.
Wow.
And I like this one student, Adam Kellner-John, said, hey, I find this absurd. What good will it do? I mean, there's an armed person coming at you. Why would you chuck a puck at them?
You need a hockey stick, don't you?
That.
You need a hockey
stick? No,
you know what?
Chuck a puck.
I understand. We always talk about in our situational awareness class capturing the mind of the aggressor. Getting them to think of something else, a distraction. But if you are giving it to these students and these faculty, and they think that this is a valid means of protecting themselves, I mean, what are you doing to them? And we said this before when they handed out cans of canned goods with that one school. They wanted the elementary kids to stand up from cover and throw a canned good at them. Same with this. I mean, you're going to stand up from behind cover and throw a hockey puck.
And what if he's a Blue Jackets fan?
Right.
Throw it away. Perfectly good. No, that just sounds crazy to me.
It's crazy.
Just crazy.
When we come back from the break, it is my time for Gun of the Week. We have more news stories. We're going to get to the borderline shooting crisis. We're on target. We're broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back after the break.
Like clockwork. News reports every 30 minutes. And the smart talk in between. Columbus's News Radio 610 WTVN.
Hi, we're the Gore family, owners of Blackwing. That's right, Blackwing is family owned and operated.
But Rex, what does that mean to our guests?
It means we're flexible. We listen.
Oh, it's a balmy 27 degrees.
Woohoo!
It means their hard-earned money stays right here in their community because we support many local non-profit organizations and businesses.
Why? Because we care about you and our community.
Let us take you under our wing because that's what family is for.
Isn't it time to visit the family? We'll see you soon at Blackwing.
Celebrate the holidays at Legoland Discovery Center Columbus during Holiday Bricktacular. Families with children ages 3 to 10 can enjoy special holiday build activities, trade special minifigures, and explore Miniland, Ohio decked out for the holidays. Can you spot Santa? Plus, see a 7-foot Christmas tree made entirely of Lego bricks. The best part? Holiday Bricktacular is included with general admission. The only way to guarantee your entry is to purchase your tickets online in advance. Get yours today at columbus.legolanddiscoverycenter.com. columbus.legolanddiscoverycenter.com.
Herpes-N-L works when you have a cold sore and works when you don't.
If you haven't tried this for cold sores, you're missing out.
Herpes-N-L penetrates deep to treat cold sores.
It really works. I apply it as soon as I have one.
Herpes-N-L also protects against certain triggers caused by the sun and cold with added SPF 30 protection.
I use it in the winter and in the summer to help protect against flare-ups from sun damage.
Herpes-N-L works when you have a cold sore, works when you don't. Use as directed.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Hi, we're the free iHeartRadio app. We'd like to reintroduce ourselves. You may already know iHeartRadio lets you listen to all your favorite radio stations. But did you know the same free iHeartRadio app has all your favorite podcasts? Over 20,000 podcasts. And coming soon to the iHeartRadio app, the Ron Burgundy podcast. Make iHeartRadio your podcast player. One app for everything you love. Download the app and try it now. iHeartRadio, your music, your stations and podcasts. Anytime, anywhere.
iHeartRadio.
Shopping for your dream kitchen? Check out Google reviews and then check out PolarisCabinets.com.
Your ABC6 first warning weather for today: a mix of sun and clouds, dry and it is chilly, high of 32. For tonight, a pleasant evening. Cold again though, low of 21. For Sunday, lots of sunshine, still chilly, high of 37. It's currently 27 degrees on your severe weather station, News Radio 610 WTVN.
Traffic and weather every 10 minutes on the 10s, mornings and afternoons. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Now I'm looking at a flashback Sunday, Zoom lens feeling just won't disappear. Close up dark room, sweet talk in my ear. Her hot spot love for me is strong. This freeze frame moment can't be wrong.
Welcome back to On Target. How can you go wrong with little Jake Giles band on a cold, wintry Saturday?
It's not cold out there.
Oh, it's cold out there.
Perfect.
You know what? I have to give credit. Big Ed's probably listening and stuff. We were in my office this morning. We were going through the songs for the show. And I said, hey, Ed, do you know this song? He's like, come on. He actually knew the song, knew the name of the band, and nailed it within a year or two when it came out.
I heard he was a groupie.
Yeah, did you see, hey, Papa, what did you think about the video for that song?
Yeah, the video was good. And I still think we need to get a screen up behind us that shows the actual video. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yep.
There you go. Welcome back to On Target. We're broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. That's located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric, joined today with Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical, JC, who is part of the sales team, and my father and co-owner Phil sits to my left, and we have a guest running the board today for the video. So if you're watching on Facebook, I'm not sure what you're getting because there's a 16-year-old hitting the buttons off the camera. So
it looks like he's doing pretty good right now.
If you're watching on Facebook and you're seeing Madden 18, then you know he's taking over. So, guys, it's that time of the week where we have rotated week to week to week for a gun of the week, and it has come once again back to this position where I get to choose the gun of the week. And I'll tell you what, as we were sitting in my office the other day, I kind of made a mistake on the one I wanted, and what I thought I had in my hand actually wasn't what I thought I had in my hand. But nonetheless,
I said that.
Do you know what you want, Eric?
Nonetheless, the gun of the week this week is it's unique. It originally, this round, the 38 Smith & Wesson, okay, not 38 Special, but 38 Smith & Wesson, came out in 1877.
Yeah, think about that. Yeah,
it has some history to it and stuff. And for Smith & Wesson, it came out on the I-frame, which was the predecessor to the J-frame, right?
Yes.
I was pointing.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obvious, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And it was this particular gun of the week was an inspiration to the Chief Special, which is one of my favorite guns of all time. So what we have here is a Smith & Wesson Terrier. And what this is chambered in is in 38 Special. A lot of times, or 38 Smith & Wesson, a lot of times these were chambered in, the I-frames were chambered in 32s.
32, which would make the Terrier a real dog.
That's right.
On a 32.
Right.
32 short.
The neat thing, though, is look at the size of that versus a normal J-frame.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, is that a 32?
38 Smith & Wesson.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a little more punch than a 32.
Yep. So if you look at the size of the
so that's really it's just beautiful.
It's beautiful. And you know what? As I was taking this out of the safe this morning and looking at it and everything, one of the things that I don't know why companies like Smith & Wesson don't come out with. The I-frame is a extremely concealable frame. Even if they brought it back with today's technology with a 32 Magnum,
I mean,
or a 38 special, or I mean a 38 or.
I don't know if that round though these days would hold up. I don't know. I don't know what the ballistics on it, but.
Well, yeah, the 32 H&R or the
327.
327 Federal. Well, but 327 Federal is very close to, believe it or not, a 357 mag. I mean, it's about 100 feet per second less. It's a very powerful one. But this small frame, with the steel technology they have, this would be perfect.
Wouldn't that be neat in a little 32?
All right, Smith & Wesson executives, are you listening out there? Because we would like to have this in a little more powerful caliber, but this size frame is just gorgeous.
You wonder why it went away. You know, I mean, obviously the Chief Special came in, which was the J frame, which is a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful cartridge. But that frame is it would really lend itself to a pocket carry. You know,
not for Ronnie. It disappears in 2 of Ronnie's fingers. So
the thing that's ironic though is you don't see any of the manufacturers though now coming out with a smaller framed revolver. You know, I mean, they all
the
about
only
that big.
one that tried, and I think that needed some work, was Taurus had the 380.
Right, that is true.
Also it's a unique frame size. So,
yeah, that is true. I forgot about that one.
Easy to forget.
There you go. I think others forgot about it too. So I don't want this though, Paul, to take away from what is on my Christmas list, and that is the 32 on the J frame that's on my floor of my office.
That's what I thought this was.
It's just a smaller frame.
So where'd you get this one?
My basement.
And where'd you get the one that's in your office?
Oh, that was a trade.
So this was in your basement?
Yeah, I own that.
So then you already own it.
Now that we've got that straight.
Yeah. All right.
So Eric, I don't know what you have anymore.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
Yeah.
So the neat thing about this one too, guys, and I didn't bring it here. I had the original box. Made in 1950, I'm sorry.
Dude, that thing is pretty.
It still retains the original half-moon
shape.
front
Yeah.
sight.
Yeah.
So that's,
You notice that on that particular one and also on all of the older Smith & Wesson revolvers, the hammer spur is really close to the sight, okay?
It
is. And then you'll say, well, that's going to interfere with my sight. But as soon as you start to pull that trigger, that hammer goes out of the way.
It clears it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The neat thing too about this, if you're ever a connoisseur of the J frame, is the rounded trigger guard, and Papa, like you said, the front sight that's the half moon is what the initial J frame Chief Specials had. So those early ones that we've talked about before had some of those qualities, the old I frame qualities. So
now what's wrong with this picture, Eric? You got the gun of the week. You got a revolver. Now I'll tell you right now, my gun of the week next week is not a revolver.
We will believe that when we see it.
You won't guess it. You won't guess it in 4 billion years.
Wow.
That's the hint.
So then it's going to be a rock?
4 billion years.
Could be. Could be.
They can use that, in some schools. That's
really.
That's a bona fide,
our listeners will have to wait with bated breath. So
that's right.
There we go.
Bated.
Guys, when we come back from the bottom of the hour break, we're going to get into some more of the news that's going on, talk a little bit about the Stand Your Ground bill and how that stands in Ohio. We're also going to get into the borderline shooting out there at the Borderline Bar and Grill, talk about some of the details around that and what you can do if you find yourself in that situation. We're on Target. We're broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back after the break.
If you're in the market for high-end kitchen knives, tactical blades, or shaving supplies, go to where the professionals shop. River's Edge Cutlery, conveniently located in Hilliard. You'll find some of the best knives from Spyderco, Microtech, Benchmade, and much more. Their one-on-one service and commitment to helping you find the right knife for your needs is unsurpassed. Stop by and see your friends at River's Edge Cutlery. That's riversedgecutlery.com. Recommended by LEPD Firearms.
This is Eric with LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. If you're a business owner in need of a personalized gift for your employees this season, CNS Engraving is one-stop shopping for all your engraving needs. From promotional items to customized products to unique OSU licensed gifts, the quality of work from CNS is simply the best in Central Ohio. Want to make your firearm unique, or do you need an NFA item engraved? Do what we do and call our good friends at CNS Engraving, 614-929-2726. Come see their work at LEPD or stop by their storefront in Powell.
News, traffic, and weather for Columbus. News Radio 610 WTVN.
News Radio 610 WTVN. I'm Sean Gallagher. Charges have been filed against a teenager who made threats to
That's discrimination.
George Soros.
Short shockwaves, and it'll now be legal. They've been out for a long time, legal in many states, but not in Ohio. That's a big one for home defense. And it's going to prosecute straw purchases more. So that's when someone else comes in and buys a gun, knowingly giving it to somebody who can't purchase their own. It's going to really make it easier and to prosecute the straw purchases. And if you get stopped, and if you don't have a driver's license but have your CHL permit with you, you don't need to have two forms of picture ID. Driving a car, you got to have a driver's license. But if you're on a bike or walking or something, before that you had to carry two pictures. Now your CHL ID alone will be sufficient for law enforcement stops.
I have a question, John.
Yes, sir.
Is the governor still threatening to veto that?
That's what he said he was going to do. So here's how that works. I just had to look that up today. We had a lot of questions about that. So the law says in Ohio that as soon as it's passed by the Senate and the House together, it will forthwith be given to the governor's office. He has 10 days, calendar days, we're not working with calendar days, to do one of four things. He can either sign off on it, he can not sign off on it and let it just pass on its own, he can veto it, or he can line item something. So that's the one that bothers me. Because if he said, okay, here's what I'm going to do, I'm going to line item this. If he does that, it's got to go back, taking more time. And if this isn't completed by December 31st, and guess what, Christmas, New Year's, legislators on vacation, then it starts all over again.
I thought there was enough votes to override any of
There
his
is,
vetoes.
but if he takes 10 days to do that, now he has it already, so it was given to him, I think, on the 6th, possibly the 7th is when that would start. He has 10 days to do something, but if he would line item, be like that, stuff would go back. They'd have to redo this thing in both of those. Whenever it goes through, it goes into effect in 90 days after it gets overridden or signed off.
So then right now my shockwave that I have hidden and buried in my yard, it needs to stay there until I know
it'll rust away until
No,
we
he's
get
got
this
it
done.
in a PVC tube.
Okay.
Actually, you own that. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to get to talking about the shooting at the borderline bar and grill, talk about the details of that, and what we can do to, if we find ourselves in a situation like that. We're broadcasting live from the studios of LAPD Firearms and Range. We'll be right back.
The news you want to know.
Bill Barr will be Attorney General. Heather now Ambassador to the United Nations.
The news
James Comey
you need to know.
is in there with 2 attorneys.
Stay in the know.
A deadly wreck along US 33 in Union
Hey, Scott.
County.
News Radio 6.
Hey, are you getting anything now?
No, nothing at the front.
That's awesome because you guys dropped out for a couple seconds.
And Angie's List Super Service Award winner, Jackson
It's not the normal button.
Senior Houston Fire Captain Joshua Vogel says that after 3 years of flooding, the department is ready for high water rescues with boats and vehicles in flood-prone parts of the city.
Now they see this, the anxiety's kind of relieved a bit because they know now we can get to them when they need us.
The same storm could bring major snowfall to North Carolina and southern Virginia with a state of emergency. To a crowd at the Charlottesville rally in 2017 where one counter-protester was killed and others injured, found guilty of first-degree murder.